So today we are going to talk about my tech wall organizer slash charging station. So this is an unofficial part 2 video of my YouTube studio setup. So if you haven't seen the first one, make sure to click the card up here. In this video we are going to talk about the tech wall organizer or the charging station, and the big reason why I even needed this thing in the first place. The reason is cluttering. The last couple of weeks I have been struggling, and I mean struggling, when it comes to decluttering my room. My room, as you guys can see, isn't that big, so I don't really have space for a shelf or more shelves or a closet or something like that. I always have my gear everywhere. Most of the time I have everything on my desk, from cables to SD cards to battery. That's not a really good way of working, because for the past couple of weeks I've been struggling with being effective when it comes to working. My creative ideas, my way of thinking is being blocked by the way my desk and my room in general looks. It looks not organized. So I needed a solution for this problem in order to move forward. And that solution is the tech wall organizer or the charging station. This is the reason why I bought the IKEA pegboard, so I can make a tech wall organizer and a charging station in one. This pegboard was around 15 euros, so it's around $17 to $18, especially because of the size. The size of this pegboard is around 56 by 56 centimeters. It's not too big, not too small. I like it. So before I install this pegboard, I use painting spray to turn it black. And the only reason why I turned it black was just for aesthetic reasons. My room is black, or the walls are black. My clothing is black. I'm a YouTube thumbnail aesthetic. So to keep that aesthetic without breaking it, I wanted to make this pegboard black, because this pegboard was originally white. The odor was really strong, so my room is still smelling like paint, but we have to deal with it. But let it dry for 10-20 minutes, and after that I started to install it. So to install this pegboard, you need 2 additional things IKEA doesn't bring with this pegboard when you buy it, which is 2 separate screws. So first thing first, you need to make 2 holes in the wall which are horizontally on the same level. So after that, you put the white support bar with the 2 holes of the white support bar over the holes that are inside of the wall. So then you use the 2 screws with the big head to drill it through the holes of the wall and of the white support bar, and this is how you attach the white support bar against the wall properly. So now we are able to attach the pegboard against the white support bar, because on the outer side of the white support bar you have 2 holes, 2 small holes, which are meant for 2 other screws, which IKEA did include inside of the box. So you have to hold the pegboard against the white support bar. 2 holes of the pegboard directly on top of the holes of the white support bar. And then you have to screw in those screws inside of those 2 holes. When you have done that, you have attached the pegboard against the white support bar. Whew, that was a mouthful, but we are almost done. IKEA included 4 more items: 2 plugs and 2 screws. And those plugs looks like this, and the plugs are used to put them between the wall and the pegboard. So you are screwing the screw through the pegboard inside of the plug. If you do that, plug and the screw are attached to the pegboard, which creates distance between the wall and the pegboard. Now we are done. Now the pegboard is perfectly hanging against the wall. So with the pegboard now against the wall, we are able to use the product I bought to attach those to the pegboard to make it a full-fledged tech wall organizer or a charging station. So with the pegboard now on the wall, we can now start to actually use it. But in order to use it, we have to use the products I bought alongside. of the pegboard. So the first product I bought with the pegboard are 2 shelves. I bought 2 shelves. The reason why I bought those shelves and I thought it was necessary are for 2 things. One, just to store my bigger gear like my camera, my lenses, my drone controller, making sure that they are in one specific place. Second reason is accessibility. When you want to be much more organized, you need to make it much more accessible to store said items. In my case, it is gear. When I have my gear, I use my gear on my desk, I transfer my footage and things like that. But when I don't need it, I can just put them right up the shelf and go back to work. As you can see, there's no barrier between me and the pegboard. The only thing between us is just not even a meter of space. But when you don't have this, like I had before, I had to find a place to store it, which was under my bed, inside of a box. So I have to go under my bed, grab the box, grab the things that I need to have, use them, and then go back under my bed again. As you can see, there are a lot of obstacles. A person like me in that situation, instead of going through all of that every single time, every single day, we rather just store everything on our desk because we need it anyways. Just because it's less accessible, people, or me in this case, I am less likely to go through those obstacles in order to get it or bring it back. But for now, we have a place where we can store our bigger gear, our bigger equipment. Speaking of camera gear, I call this tech wall organizer, I also call it a charging station. And the reason for that is because I'm going to use it as a charging station as well. But in order to charge my devices, I need a source that can charge my devices. So the things that I'm going to use are a power bank and this USB input. These 2 bad boys are going to charge my drone and my drone controller. The reason why I'm going to use a power bank instead of a regular cable is just for cable management. I am a person, I don't really like random cables. I really dislike random cables and I'm really terrible at cable management. So adding another random cable inside of my room would just freak me out. So to make it as easy as possible, I will attach this power bank to the back of the pegboard of the tech wall organizer. I will plug this USB input inside of the power bank so I can add multiple cables. So this is my way of keeping it clean, but also as accessible, as easy as possible. Third thing I have bought for the pegboard, for the tech wall organizer, is 2 containers. I bought 2 containers. Each container cost around €3, so it was €6 in total, which will be $6 to $7. The small containers will be used as a storage space for miscellaneous and smaller items like batteries, SD cards, small cables like my DJI Mavic Mini cable. So having these 2 containers will be very helpful, because before that I use this paper bag. Plastic bag is not the way to go because it's unorganized. It's not even that safe, because if I lose this bag, I'm done for. So having these containers are useful and they serve their purpose. So the next thing I bought on the list were 5 hooks, and those 5 hooks were around €3, so it's like $3 to $4, really cheap. So those hooks are used for 2 things: aesthetic and cable management. So the aesthetic reason is because of the drone. The drone is hanging from those 2 hooks, but the other 3 hooks will be used for cable management. So the hooks will be used to wrap the cables around them, because I have bigger cables like my iPhone charger, the cable I use to transfer data from my camera over to my laptop, and other bigger cables I have. I can just wrap them around the hook. As I explained with the previous one, with the containers, I always had cables on my desk and it really freaked me out. And those cables were much bigger, much longer, so they took much more space, and just visually my desk looked ugly. It looked cluttered, it didn't look organized, it didn't look good. So it makes my desk less cluttered, and that is the whole point of making this tech wall organizer slash charging station. So the last thing, and certainly not least, the last product I bought was a cord. And the reason why I bought this cord was because I went to IKEA specifically for a product that could store my notebooks. When I got there, they didn't have it. It was out of stock. So I didn't have an immediate idea on how to store my journal and my notebook, because my notebook and my journal are always on my desk. And I really wanted it to have a space inside of my pegboard. And what I came up with was this cord, or at least 3 of those. So I bought 3 of those, which was around 4 to 5 euros, which is around $4 to $5. I am able to put my notebook on the pegboard through this cord. So this solved my problem of the other product being out of stock, but it also solves my problem of decluttering my desk, because my journal and my notebook are the things that I always have on my desk, mainly because I always use them. Sometimes my desk is just too cluttered and I need to get rid of everything just to start the day fresh, because when I start off my day, most of the time my desk is just all over the place. So when I start working, because I work from home, my day already starts chaotic, and most of the time I get distracted. I don't really work that efficiently. So right now I have a tech wall organizer / charging station, which I will use to house and store my items in a organized, decluttered way. So I'm happy that I found a way to declutter my desk. I found a way to make it aesthetically pleasing storage space. So it's a win-win situation and I'm happy about it. So with that being said, let me know 2 things in the comment section down below. The first thing is, what do you think about the backdrop now? Let me know if you like it. Let me know if it looks good. If you dislike it, let me know in the comment section down below. And the other thing is, how do you stay organized, stay decluttered in your workspace, in your room? How do you store your equipment, your SD card, your batteries? How do you do that? This is my first step of becoming organized as a creator, but also as a person. But let me know how you do it in the comment section down below. And with that being said, we're going to end this video with some B-roll.